Welcome to Cosmic Wisdom. Imagination has a tremendous power. It contributes hugely to creation of our world and plays a profound role when we manifest through visualization. Without imagination, we are unable to think and create with our hands, so it supports our ability to be more creative as well. Imagination or visualization have the same meaning, and these are only definitions, so we know what we talk about. Let's stay with the word imagination and allow me to explain to you how powerful it is. In the video earlier, I talked about how to attract money fast and that we should look at a banknote as an abundant energy rather than a piece of paper. I will leave a link to this video in the comment section. Have you heard this before? When somebody says that we don't own our money because it belongs to the government. When you say so, it means that you can vividly imagine that money is not yours, because imagination supports your feelings and thinking, and when you feel so, you create a negative approach towards money and its abundant energy. And with your feelings, you confirm that this statement is true, and it won't take long to attract that kind of energy of lacking, because where money is not, there is a financial lack. Where money is, there is a financial abundance. Money at its core is abundant energy, and a banknote is the only physical manifestation of that energy. Did you know that you can change the way you think and feel with the power of your imagination? Because every time we use imagination, we connect it with our feelings, emotions and thoughts, so we can describe in words what we feel, because feelings are intangible and also sometimes indescribable and ineffable. Imagination is a converter or translator of our feelings into a speakable language. You can develop a better imagination by being more creative. When you think about doing something and then you create it with your hands, the energetical aspect of you, which are your feelings, emotions and thoughts, your inner world, and also the physical aspect of you as your body, your outer world, when it is connected in symbiosis, it works as one. Oneness is the universe, so it makes you the creator of your own reality. Allow me to say I am a life coach and a palmist. I am using definitions you might not have heard before, but these help me explain better what I can see in people's hands. So, left hand tells more about hidden feelings and talents, your inner world. And right hand tells more about the way you express yourself in society and what people can see about you, your outer world. And based on whether there is a symbiosis or differences between your both hands and their lines, I can tell so much about your character, strengths, feelings, suppressed emotions, and much more. In addition, differences are good because they can spice up your character with versatility and ambition. Just sometimes being too ambitious can lead to the point where such a person may not care much about the other people's feelings and opinions. This would show not only in the lines in hands, but also in the structure of the person's hands. So, can you imagine that money is good energy? Ask yourself honestly and express with words what you feel about money, and even write your feelings down. Simply be creative. If you think that money is not good energy and it brings poverty, can you imagine how profoundly this feeling is shifting your destiny only one way and not allowing you to attract abundance? Imagination helps you with your perception of the world and is connected to your 5 senses, which is vision, hearing, touch, smell and taste. It is not only the stuff we can see with our eyes happening right now, but also the stuff that doesn't exist yet in our realities, but it is already being created in the far future in other dimensions. I always say that if eyes are the physical extension of your brain, then intuition is the energetical extension of your heart. Intuition is the 6th sense residing in your heart. I will talk about it in my next video. So, imagination is the link between your basic five senses like sight, through which you perceive the physical world, and also with feelings like intuition or hope. And these are the senses that connect with metaphysical, intangible world, and also with other dimensions where you create your future, the future you want. Imagination helps you to connect everything that you are into a translatable language, so you can express yourself with your words. We live in a participatory universe, said John Wheeler, who was a physicist, philosopher and a Nobel Prize winner. He said, "We are participators in bringing into being not only the near and here, but the far away and long ago. So we are not only observers but also participators in the creation of our realities in space and time of our universe." Now imagine, the inevitable happens and the universe will give you what you say and feel regardless of how hard you work. This creates a vicious circle, and it only allows you to get and attract what you think about, say and feel. Our realities as our environments are energies, resonating frequencies, fitting our frequencies we emit out of our minds and hearts. We live in a world of duality. In other words, this means a balance. So our environment is the outer world, and who we are inside based on our feelings is our inner world. We attract what we truly are, what we feel, and not what we want as our desires. If we want to attract abundance, we need to feel abundant. As I always say, feel happy to attract happiness. When I meditate, I normally imagine abundance as a light, a mixture of white, golden and silver colors sprinkling over me and shining through each of my cells until I feel abundant. Any colors that come to your mind or anything fitting your imagination would do the job. What is important is how you feel. So try to imagine the abundance in any way you want. So your imagination will literally make you feel the same way, and if it's still hard for you, try to be more creative in your imagination. Because without creativity, we will only have a poor imagination about things we can see, touch and hear. So we would not believe that they actually exist. And if they do exist in different dimensions, they might never be manifested into our lives as things we wish to have, just because we don't believe that anything good could ever happen to us. Creativity supports your imagination, because when you think about something you want to do as your project and you eventually start working on it, you become the creator of your own reality. And imagination supports you in this, because it helps you to think more proactively, to be able to create a perfect plan that allows you to get closer to your dream, so dreams actually come true. This is why imagination plays a big role when it comes to manifesting, because we need to be able to visualize a better future that hasn't happened yet. In other words, it has not been delivered to us by the universe yet. Be more creative to support your imagination, which supports your thinking and thoughts. If you can clearly imagine what you think about, you can easily create it with your hands. Connect all aspects of who you are into one. Your creativity, imagination, feelings, thinking, and you're taking action by making an actual piece of work to see the results. You cannot see the results if you only think about it and you don't do it. So your imagination is not supported by your creativity. It is an ingenious circle of life, isn't it? The reason why you don't work on your plan, perhaps you are scared of failing, scared of making changes, or you don't believe that you can make it happen. All these are limiting thoughts creating limiting beliefs, making you feel not emotionally well, and when you don't feel well, all you attract is what you feel. An example, let's say you are a carpenter who made a beautiful wardrobe, and just when you're working on it, you are supporting your imagination through the process of making that beautiful piece of furniture. In other words, you are taking action. You are working on your project which has been on your mind for a very long time, and you were imagining how you would create it. But at that time, it was only in your mind as an imagination supported by your creativity. Creativity is like a gift, and everyone is gifted to a certain degree. I can see creativity as a gift from the universe to us humans, which has evolved through evolutionary processes. We are all gifted, and part of that gift is our free will and willpower to decide freely whether we want to be more creative, engaging, motivated, enterprising, and curious, or more lethargic and uninterested. That decision is up to us, as we are the creators, and the universe is here to support us in anything we do. I mentioned the words gift, free will, and willpower. These are the energies in us, and the universe is energy too. Just imagine our thoughts that are clusters of energies emitting frequencies, attracting into our lives situations with the same energetical potential. It is impossible to connect with abundance when we feel lack or we have negative feelings about money, and we share those feelings and thoughts through our words with others. We don't even realize what we are doing when we feel so, that we are creating a very strong energy charge that arises in our minds and hearts and subconsciously attracts the stuff we don't want to have in our lives. And when we decide to make changes, we only get obstacles confirming how we feel inside. The truth is, we create our future in our minds, and the proof for this, we mostly talk to like-minded people, and sometimes we meet new people, but still have the same opinions and judgments. This is why it is painful to break that habit and to start thinking differently, to attract new situations with new people who have different approaches to life. So, you may feel like you don't belong, and it is only an illusion happening in your mind, creating that feeling that you don't belong. It is only a figment of your imagination, but it will give you a basis for your thinking. Imagination is a very powerful tool, and not many people can realize that. People with higher expectations still make the same amount of mistakes, if not more, than people who have lower expectations about life. The difference is that high achievers see an obstacle as a lesson to be learned from, rather than an obstacle which can prevent them from moving forward. The universe is energy and is always confirming who you are through how you feel inside, with the actions you take and the attitude you have toward life and situations, so you can be aligned instantaneously all the time. You can imagine your life as software that is being updated all the time by so-called higher forces, which is the universe. The higher forces are the intangible stuff to which you can connect with your intuition residing in your heart. In fact, you don't need to connect to it consciously because you are connected to it all the time, regardless of your beliefs. You are the creator, so you contribute to creating the universe with how you feel and the actions you take. So, imagination plays a profound role in our lives, and it supports our creativity because it helps sort out our thoughts so we are able to prioritize and know what is important for us. Once we know it, we should take action and create with our hands. So we support back our imagination, which is helping us with our thinking. And so it goes on and on. This is a virtuous circle of life that we are not scared to take action, and with a sense of pride and bravery, we can face the changes coming in our paths as obstacles. If you think about doing something, don't hesitate and start doing it. And don't be afraid of making mistakes. It is a natural process of evolving. Can you imagine how the universe is connected to you on energetical, mental and physical level of your existence? Imagining helps us think more proactively, and when we connect it with creating something with our hands, not only manual work but also, for example, typing, writing a book or painting, we are doing the best we can to create the future we want, because we are connecting everything who we are, all aspects of life together in symbiosis to work as one. This is what matters most to continue within the evolution, because evolution goes only one way, and that is moving forward, and imagination helps us very much in such sense. Thank you for watching, guys.